All right, what's up, guys? So for this week's quick lesson, I'm gonna give you a really simple nugget of information that is super expandable. All right, and what I'm gonna talk about today is this idea that I like to call a hinge, or the hinge, maybe. Let's just call it the hinge, and it's gonna pertain to that chord progression that so many rock and pop tunes use, which is using the one chord. We're going to be in the key of G here. So one chord, 4, 5, and 6. Those four chords, they can be in so many different combinations, but they're so common in use for pop and rock music. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that you're really familiar with the shape of those four chords, because you really should be familiar with what those four chords look like in any key, or with any root note. All right, so we're going to start with the key of G, and there's two ways that those four chords can be shaped. I'm going to show you real quick. The one chord on the bottom, like on the low E string, right? And then you've got the 4, the 5, and the 6 all on the next string up. 4, 5, and 6. Like that, okay? It's this shape. And they can be in order in any different way. So we might play 4, 1, 5, 6. Hear that chord progression? Or it might be 6, 4, 1, 5. It could be any combination, right? So that's one shape for those. But also, you can shape it like this, too. If I put the root on the top, it kind of makes it so that the root's in the middle of the shape. So 1, and then I've got 4, 5, 6, right? So, right? So those are the two ways you can shape that progression. Doesn't matter what key you're in. If I'm in the key of A, it would be there's my 1, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 4, 5, 6, 4. Those are the chords, right? So you want to kind of be really familiar with those shapes, all right? But that's not really the nugget I want to give you in this lesson. But I really recommend getting familiar with that shape of those four chords. But the thing I really want to offer you today, and something to go on and practice with, is a thing called the hinge, which is going to be 3 notes in that chord progression, right? They're not really in the chord progression, though. Okay, check it out. So we're in the key of G again. Let's start with G. Go to your 5 chord, which is right there in the middle of the progression, right? We're going to do this, make this hinge out of the 5, the 7, so 5, 7. The 7th is like a major third above the 5, so just peep the shape here. 5, 7, and then the root. Okay, it takes 2 fingers to play this shape, right? That's the hinge, and I call it the hinge because those 3 notes can be a pivot point. You can use them to pivot into all of the different chord changes, and it sounds really good. Kind of no matter what you do with those 3 notes, it's going to sound really good. All right, so whether you play, those 3 notes can lead you into any chord change here. 4, 6, 5, 1. And I can play them in any way. All right, so I'm going to kind of just riff on these 4 chords. Let's start with, I'm going to bring up a backing track here. Let's go 4, 1, 5, 6. Let's say those are the chord changes, right? I'm just kind of use this hinge to connect the chords in different ways, and you'll see what I'm saying. It's actually really fun to practice, too. And by the way, this backing track is one that I put together, so if you want the backing track, just shoot me an email. My email's in the description. Shoot me an email, I'll send you an MP3. This way you have it. All right, here we go. So I said the chord change is going to be 4, 1, 5, 6. So right here's the chords. Now here it is with starting to use this hinge in there. it. Cool, right? All right, so go ahead and play around with that. All right, here's what'll happen if I start adding other notes around it too. Like, you don't have to just stay with the 3 notes in the hinge. You can use the hinge to also expand to other notes around it that are in the key, right? All right, check it out. We'll stay with the same chord progression. But you can really do this with any chords in the key. Got a little too fancy. Right? So it is just really fun to play around with that combination. Just work your way through the chords that way. And start simple. You know what I mean? Start simple by just doing an idea that repeats. Like kind of I was doing. I was doing like a, you know, you can just repeat the idea. Right? It really sounds cohesive. It gives you a way to connect the chords, and yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Hope that's a good little nugget of information for you, something to practice to. And yeah, that's that. So see you guys on the next one. Thanks for your support. All right.